People, deluded. I'm back again now. Former Arsenal captain Aubameyang has been speaking about the fallout with Arsenal's manager Mikel Arteta and ultimately what led to his demise. Now, the hottest loves have the coldest ends. When Aubameyang joined, he was a fan favourite. He captured our hearts. He was the captain. He won an FA Cup. He scored in derbies. I think he scored 92 goals, just shy of 100, which is a shame. Now, on the face of it, Mikel Arteta won the battle because as we've gone better and better, Aubameyang kind of floated around at clubs. But as I always say, there's three sides to every story. And I do think with football can be quite tribal. People immediately, just take the side of one. There's three sides to every story. There's Mikel Arteta's side, there's Aubameyang's side, and then there's the cold-hearted truth people. So I guess we'll never know, but ultimately we know what happened in that Aubameyang left the club. Now he's been speaking in terms of he's been on a podcast. Go and check that out, people. He's spoken about depression and losing his mother, which, my heart bleeds for him and I sympathize with him. And it's lovely to see that, on the face of it as a football fan, it looks like he's somewhat moved on with his life. And he did quite well for Marseille in the season that's just finished. Nonetheless, if I share my screen with you lot, people, and we see some of the sound bites, now we've got to remember, it's very easy to read this. There isn't necessarily what would it be the case? We don't know the tone in how he said it, people, but nonetheless, he's revealed his side to the clash with Mikel Arteta. He said, it was during the COVID period when we were playing, I think, Everton. My season wasn't great. We were struggling in the league. And the day before, the coach told us, look, it doesn't matter if we win or not. You have a day off. But if you want to leave, you notify yourself before the match because you have to follow the health and safety rules. So, again, if Aubameyang did or didn't follow these rules, there you have it. I've said before, again, I've never doubted Aubameyang's professionalism. But, from what we've seen and read, it's like, if you look in the office, if you pull it in an office example, you've got a room of workers and you've got one worker who might be late, might be a bit unorthodox, might be difficult to handle, but he brings results. He brings the most results to your organization. Naturally, you're going to get a bit of leeway because ultimately you're delivering. When you stop delivering, which as he said there, his season wasn't great, the leeway starts to get cut. There's frustration. And at the time, Mikel Arteta is obviously trying to come in and install a new mentality and the whole non-negotiables and all of that sort of stuff. He had to win the war against Aubameyang because if you let Aubameyang take the P, if that was it, then if Aubameyang can do that, other players and more so the young impressionable players might want to do that. And as we know, as much as in Mikel Arteta's case or any manager, you can have all the tactics, all the ideas, all the plans. If you do not, play the game correctly and get players on your side and player power and all of that stuff, you're in trouble. Player power in the last few years, and I say that probably in the last 10 plus years, has never been more important. Or, it only takes 4 or 5 of your squad to go against you and you're on borrowed time, really and truly. My mother, a few months before, had a stroke, which, again, RIP his mother. I believe he's lost his mum and you don't want to hear that. It was hot and it was going to be Christmas time. So I went to see the coach and I said to him, Coach, I'm coming to see you because I'd like to leave. I'm going to pick my mother up to bring her back for the holidays. He tells me no problem. He knew very well what had happened. The day it happened, he had already given me permission to go see her. So he gives me authorization, I can never say that word, and tells me to check with the doc about the return in relation to COVID. Now that's probably where the issue started, if I'm completely honest. And there was some issues around Aubameyang and Arteta around the Villarreal game, people. If you know, I'm going home to Laval. Normally, I was supposed to leave on the free day and return in the evening rather than the morning of training. My mum had exams to do. I couldn't leave in the evening, so I left the next morning on training day. Once I got there, I had to take my test, but in fact, I should have done it the day before since I was coming home from another country. So that's the issue. There might have been good intention, but you've gone about it the wrong way. And yes, I'm sure Mikel Arteta and any decent human being can sympathize with what his mum's going through, the family orientation around it. Aubameyang's then manager Mikel Arteta is you see him with his family and he talks a lot about family. But whatever way you shape it, you agreed to come back on a certain day. That's your problem. Whether you should have taken the test before, whatever. I gave you the trust. My heart bleeds for you with what's going on with your mum, but you took the P. I'm trying to do something here. So that's probably strike one, or probably the last strike that broke the camel's back. I arrived, the coach finishes his meeting and then grabs me and he completely tears me up. He shouts at me like I'm crazy. He says, you put a knife in my back. You can't do that to me given the times we're going through. And I guess Arteta is, in his right to feel aggrieved, same way Aubameyang is. At that moment, I tell myself I'm not going to answer him because it's going to end in a steak. I didn't go partying. He knows very well the reason for my departure. So at that moment, I don't understand why he's lecturing me like this because you violated, didn't it, really? Arteta probably could have been a bit sympathetic because obviously it's not like he's gone partying or whatever. He's gone to see his mum. Things have happened. But at the end of the day, Arteta, to be fair to Arteta, he's told you a certain time to be back. You've agreed. It hasn't happened. That is your fault. That's your business. You get it, people. I go home and the doctor calls me from behind. He says to me, tomorrow the coach doesn't want you to be here. I said, okay. I knew the next match was coming and I said to myself, damn, once again, everyone is going to talk about it. It's going to be a mess. What is this crazy thing? I couldn't understand. It was Luna. Okay. Whatever that means. The days pass and the doctor tells me, look, he doesn't want you to be with the group anymore, but you'll be able to come in and train, but separately. I say to myself, okay. Then afterwards he calls me and we have a meeting so he can explain to me that one, he's taking away the captain's armband, and two, I'm training more with the group once again. He explains why he is against me during this period when it was complicated for the club. Then I have to be an example that I couldn't do that. At the moment, I said, I admit that I have my share of responsibility, but the real cause, I think you can understand if you're a little bit human, you understand my move. From a human point of view, I think Aubameyang's right. For Mikel Arteta, I think he sympathized with the human element. He told you one thing, you didn't do it. Other people might think they can take the P as well, people. And it's a bit harsh that he got alienated. But again, I don't know. As I said, there's three sides to every story. I don't know what Aubameyang's, the truth is. That's Aubameyang's side. We've had Arteta's side. And then there's the truth. Boy, it's a techie one, really and truly. Don't forget to let me know your thoughts. He said, after that, it was all over. I stayed for a month training on my own while waiting for the break. And my heart sympathizes with Aubameyang because you're going through the family thing. Obviously, your character is being assassinated. Let's be very honest. There's a lot of people that are not open-minded. There's some people that will just back a manager religiously, whatever they say goes. And then we all know the circus that the media presents. And in this day and age, even walking to the shop, people are going to ask you about it, much less your teammates. And you're going through all of these things mentally and all these external factors. Football can provide an escape at times, and you're not able to do that, and you're training away from the group. Now, for Arteta, it shows that nobody can take the mick out of me. You step out of line, you're in issues. And as I said, in the years that followed, it was kind of backed up because Aubameyang floated around. You know, he done okay at Barca, but he got rubbed out there. I mean, it was written in the stars, rightly so. He'd fail at Chelsea. He's found his feet at Marseille, people. So it is a bit of a sad one, really and truly, man. Like I said, the hottest loves have the coldest ends. And you know what? I think more than anything, Mikel Arteta felt betrayed. And I guess if you let it slide once for whatever reason, then it could happen again, really and truly. But we'll never know, man. It'd be lovely if they sat down together and really aired out things so we could paint a proper picture. But it's the past, it's gone. And since then, Aubameyang's doing his thing in France with Marseille. We're moving forward as a football club. So on that note, I've got nothing more to add. But let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the rest of the vids. Stay safe, stay blessed. Peace.